He took his mistress to a five-star hotel, but froze when his wife walked in as the new owner. Imagine the weight of that moment. A man who thought he had everything under control, juggling lies and living in shadows, suddenly finds his entire world shattered in one heartbeat. The betrayal he tried to hide became his undoing, and the woman he underestimated rose higher than he ever dreamed. This isn't just a story about scandal. It's about strength, dignity, and how life has a way of putting people in their place when they least expect it. Stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear will make you rethink love, loyalty, and the power of rising above heartbreak. Chapter 1 begins with Adrian, a successful businessman who was admired publicly but rotten in private. He had wealth, power, and a reputation to maintain, yet he craved more, the thrill of danger, the sweetness of forbidden fruit. His wife, Lila, had been by his side from the very beginning. She believed in him when no one else did, supported him through sleepless nights, and sacrificed her own dreams so he could build his empire. To the world, they were a power couple, but behind closed doors, Adrian's restlessness grew. He convinced himself he deserved excitement, that one woman's love wasn't enough. So when temptation came in the form of a young, glamorous woman who adored his money and charm, he didn't hesitate. That night, he checked into a luxury five-star hotel with his mistress, confident that his secret was safe. The suite was lavish, filled with champagne, laughter, and whispered lies. Adrian felt invincible. Yet as he looked into the eyes of the woman across from him, there was an emptiness inside. No matter how much he tried to cover it with wealth or desire, it never disappeared. And fate has a way of catching people exactly where they think they are most secure. Because just as he was toasting his so-called freedom, the door opened, and in walked Lila. But not as the betrayed wife he expected, not as a broken woman ready to cry. No, she walked in with confidence, dressed elegantly, her presence commanding the entire room. The shock hit him like thunder when the hotel manager followed her and addressed her as a Madam Owner. His wife, the very woman he took for granted, had become the new owner of the hotel chain. Chapter 2 unfolds with silence heavier than any scream. Adrian's heart raced, his mistress froze in embarrassment, and Lila's eyes never once wavered. She looked at her husband not with anger, but with calm power. "Ah, funny, Adrian," she said softly. "You always told me I wasn't enough. Yet somehow I've built something bigger than your ego could ever imagine." Every word cut deeper than any blade. Adrian stuttered, trying to explain, but excuses fell flat in the face of truth. The mistress quickly grabbed her purse and slipped out, realizing she was never part of this story. Just a footnote in Adrian's downfall. But here's where the story takes an inspiring turn. Instead of lashing out, Lila chose dignity. She didn't humiliate him publicly, didn't scream or cry. She simply reminded him of the vows he broke, of the years she had given, and of the love he shattered. "You see, Adrian," she whispered, "you thought I was weak. But strength doesn't scream. It builds. While you wasted yourself in secrets, I built an empire. And now, I no longer need to stand beside you to shine." Her decision was final. She walked away, not as a victim, but as a conqueror. Adrian was left in the very room he thought symbolized his triumph, now turned into his prison of shame. That night became his downfall, the night he realized too late that the woman he betrayed was always the greatest treasure of his life. And Lila. She walked into a new chapter of her story. One of power, respect, and self-love. This story leaves us with a powerful reminder. Never take for granted the people who stand by you in your lowest moments, because one day they may rise higher than you ever dreamed, and you'll be left watching from the shadows.